It is that time, ladies and gentlemen. It's time for the NBA Finals. Only a few players in NBA history could even say that they made it to the NBA Finals, so this alone is a very huge achievement for any team, but the Dallas Mavericks are different. You could feel the hunger in their bones. They want more than just that Western Conference championship. In today's video, we're going to be breaking down how the Mavericks broke down the Minnesota Timberwolves with their role players and using their two stars in Kyrie and Luka Doncic to really orchestrate the offense, and it's going to get very interesting. If you're new to the channel, hit that like, hit that subscribe if you're new. Let's get right into today's video. The first player I want to talk about in this series is Dereck Livelys. This dude has been through a lot in his life away from basketball. Unfortunately, his mom passed away, and that alone just has so much impact on the game, and I don't even know how you come back playing full strength after that happens. But the good thing is that he's using this as motivation, and this dude has been balling. In the closeout game against the Minnesota Timberwolves to go to the NBA Finals, Dereck Livelys dropped 9 points, 8 rebounds, 3 assists, and 3 blocks. A player this good in his rookie season on the biggest stage is something that I really did not expect. But what made him so good in this series? Well, there's two factors. Factor number one, his positioning is very elite. And number two, he has pretty good playmaking for a big man. So on the positioning side of things, he sets a screen for Luka Doncic and instantly slips and continues to go running into the paint because he knows that Luka just draws so much attention, and eventually he just gets the lob and dunks it down with ease. He really doesn't miss any shots because he's just at the right place at the right time, and he's obviously got Luka Doncic to help as well. And if you guys are curious, does Dereck Livelys actually pass the ball? Does he play make? Well, I was very surprised to see that the Dallas Mavericks like to run Dereck Livelys with the ball at the wing sometimes, like right over here. And he tries to look for any pick and rolls, any off-ball screens to get other people open. Like right here, Luka Doncic is coming off an off-ball screen, but then he rejects it. But Livelys patient enough to know that Kyrie's gonna flare out again and be used as the second option in case it didn't work. And that's exactly what happened. Kyrie hits an easy mid-range from the Dereck Livelys pass. And while all this madness was happening for the Dallas Mavericks, you had the Boston Celtics getting replays of their high fives. Like, the glazing is pretty crazy, I can't lie to you, but I digress. Now I want to talk about the second player on the Mavericks that really stood out to me, and this was Jaden Hardy. When you're a player that doesn't really get minutes some games you don't play, it's hard to gain even an ounce of confidence, but Jaden Hardy literally has every bit of confidence in him. Even in the games where he just didn't play, when he got even 9 minutes, he went out there and lit it up. One game, he had 13 points on 63% shooting, and then he had 7 points on 60% shooting, and his efficiency was just amazing. The Dallas Mavericks have been needing a microwave player to come off the bench, and there's not a lot of people really highlighting the importance of this one player, even if he plays only 11 minutes. Now we gotta talk about player number 3 and 4. And this is Daniel Gafford and PJ Washington. And there was a clip surrounding the internet which was very funny. Take a listen.
From the bottom to the top. Tell them, Gav, we went from the bottom to the top. From the bottom to the top.
Both Daniel Gafford and PJ Washington were on terrible teams, with all due respect, and went to the NBA Final. The first game after that trade that sent PJ Washington and Daniel Gafford to the Mavericks, I knew this was going to be a different team. The way that they were operating off the ball, the way that they were passing, the way that they were spacing out the floor to knock down the threes like PJ Washington did, it was just a match made in heaven, and that's what they've been doing this entire playoffs. PJ Washington struggled a little bit this series when it came to three-point shooting, but the threat was still there. He was spotting up and he was knocking down shots when it mattered the most, going down in clutch. He had 12 points, 7 rebounds, 2 assists, and 2 steals. His defensive activity has been so good recently, especially with that long wingspan. He just keeps his hands out and gets every steal possible. But when we talk about Daniel Gafford, This dude is probably the most important player in this entire series. And I'm talking about guarding Rudy Gobert, locking him up, switching on to Karl Anthony Towns, blocking him. He's just a monster on the defensive end. He had 11 points, 9 rebounds, and a block, but there were multiple games where this dude had like 3 blocks and stared down Rudy Gobert. He's just another lob threat for Luka Doncic, just makes his job so much easier, especially since Luka was playing on like one leg this entire series. Now I save the best for last, Kyrie Irving and Luka Doncic. These two have found a way to complement each other on the floor and really make an argument as one of the best scoring backcourts in NBA history. I'm not talking about the best backcourt ever, I'm talking about best scoring. Both Kyrie and Luka can give you assists any given night and get other people involved in the game, which contributes to scoring. They both are amazing three-point shooters. They both can get to the mid-range. They both can finish quite well, especially Kyrie Irving. What more do you want in two guards? Now they made it to the NBA Finals. There's literally nothing anyone could say. There were a lot of doubters that I was hearing saying the Dallas Mavericks don't really have a chance. There were people internally saying that the ball moves better without the ball in Luka Doncic's hands. And yes, this quote came from Tim Hardaway Jr.'s dad. That is crazy. Both Kyrie and Luka dropped 36 points, and both of them dropped these 36 points on over 50% from the field. Kyrie shot 52% and Luka Doncic shot 64% from the field while shooting literal half-court three-pointers and heat check shots. I also got to give a shout out to Derrick Jones Jr. This dude's defense was out of this world. His three-point shooting was amazing, and the way he played in that game 4, although the Mavs lost, he still made an imprint, and he's gonna get paid. Josh Green, Maxi Kleber also impacted the series tremendously. Kleber went out with an injury, but when he came back, knocked down some threes, spaced out the floor. You have Josh Green, which is probably the biggest hustle player on this team. He runs around, gets you steals, and in this big game, he had 2 steals and an assist. Just these 2 stats alone are very impactful, even if you don't score as many points. But now it's time for the NBA Finals. In my next video, I'm going to be giving you guys the predictions, breaking down the matchups, and who I like better. But let me know in the comments, who do you guys think is going to win the NBA Finals? Is it the Dallas Mavericks and Luka Doncic, or will Jason Tatum get an NBA championship before Luka Doncic? Let me know in the comment section. If you enjoyed today's video, smash that like and hit that subscribe button. I will catch you guys in the next one.